Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. Who I'm here with today?
Man, you here with the author Jonathan Longmire, better known as Big Murdoch.
Big Murdoch.
Yeah.
Man, listen, man. Where you from, Murdoch? Let's get to it, man.
And I was born and raised in South Central Los Angeles. I'm from the low bottoms, the East Side, South Park, Trey, Avalon, Gangster Crips.
And what schools did you attend?
Man, so elementary, I went to 93rd Elementary Street School. My granddaddy lived in the 90s in Main Street Hood. Then we moved and I went to 97th. Middle school, I went to Bret Harte in Bethune. And high school, I went to Lock High. And then I graduated from juvenile facility out of Camp Lewis Roth. I finished high school in Camp Lewis Roth.
Okay, was there any social economical factors that lacked during your time while you was going to public school that you feel that kind of held you back? It wasn't too maybe years later that you realized that the public school system wasn't good for our people?
I wouldn't really say that, because...
How would you explain it?
Well, I would just say that the influences outside of school and around school, kind of shaped, my life per se, and allowed me to detour because I was excelling in school. The school system was intact where it was set up where you can excel, in spite of favoritism or, low poverty schools not getting the best of books and all of those different reasons or situations, but an individual still was able to excel.
Do you think today's term, Murdoch, do you think that most of the kids now follow trends and who they idolize versus do they even go to school for reading and writing or anymore? Or has that changed?
Well, I think it's, whoever has the influence, over the kids, that's predominantly where the kid is going to go. When I was growing up, it was sports, that's who had our attention, our eyes.
We were so into sports when we was growing up.
Yeah.
I don't see that in these. Well, a little bit, not as much.
No, not as much, man. They already using drugs, man. They taking hard drugs in middle school now, We barely start smoking weed. These dudes is popping Percocets and Mollies and everything.
10 different things. Yeah. In one setting, But let me come back to it. How did you get the name Murdoch?
Man, that's crazy because when I first got put on the hood, right, I didn't have no name for then in like a month. And, my whole family from the set. So me and my cousin.
When you say your whole family's from the set,
man, my aunties, my cousins, my brothers, my uncles, my whole family is Trey oriented.
How do you feel about women being from the set? What's your thoughts on it?
Naturally, it's not a place for a woman, but then a woman is the completion of a man. You know what I'm saying? So if you got men that's running around gangbanging, it was only right for his woman or a homegirl to fall in suit.
I always ask guys about the hand guys, right? Mm-hmm. But I want to know who were the girl or the women hand guys from 5 Trey?
Well,
know what I mean when I say hand guy, I'm talking about they chunk them, they slang them.
Yeah, I got a homegirl that's vicious. We didn't squab together fighting some other shit. My homegirl Trey Bang, you feel me? Straight rider, you know what I'm saying? I got a gang of homegirls that squabble, The homegirl Chunkums was a squabbler. Feisty was a squabbler. The homegirl Nay back there, she's a squabbler. Like when you grow up in these 50s though, you feel me, like you gonna squabble, you feel me, like that's just what it is. So, the homegirl Apple, you know what I'm saying, was a squabbler. Like, man, it's just different eras, different generations, different times, you feel me, like,
Trey girl. I definitely want to get to the point where I start interviewing some of the women as well, because I think they have a very important role in this what we call gangbang, and we need to hear from their voice and from their perspective, their understanding of how they felt like what it was for them to be in this culture. I think we need to address that or get into it at least and let them, because everybody has a voice and we can't keep speaking for them. You know, I mean, you agree or disagree?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So growing up in the 5 Trey, right? And I'm gonna ask you, who were some of the guys that you would run with on a day-to-day basis that you felt secure with, that you felt like was in that circle of trust? Because we all have a circle of trust. One of the things I like to say, I keep my walls high and keep my circle small. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies.
So, man, it's like I said, like it was just over a 27-year period, 28-year period of time, like faces change, you know? Like when I first got put on the hood, like it was just family. So I got a gang of boy cousins, so that's who I fuck with, you feel me? And then, you know, as I started getting older, going to camp and juvenile hall, I started transitioning, fucking with different homies, like, well, really family again, like my cousin Devil, you know what I'm saying? My little bro, Big Chaos, Little Chaos, you know. Then my dogs, Baby Ant Dog, ARP, Trip Loke, Rizzle. Man, I had a gang of motherfuckers. Big BK Looney, you feel me? Like it just like the faces change, you feel me? Like when you out here gangbanging, like a motherfucker miss certain homies too. Like I remember I ran into my homie Baby Sneak in the county jail when I was on a violation for my bank robbery. They sent me to the county jail before I went to NBC because I had an attempted burglary, right? And I'm on the 3,000 floor, 4,000 floor, one of them. And you know how niggas do the roll call, where y'all from? Like Big Murder,
Get on the
Trey,
phone.
Avalon.
Get on the phone.
And another nigga down there, oh, I'm Baby Sneak from Far Trey. I'm like, Baby Sneak, like nigga, what? Like, all right, nigga, let me see you. But I never met him on the streets because I was in and out and he was in and out. When he got out, I got out. So when he came down to when the gates opened, I seen the nigga tattoo and he had an original, authentic 5 Trey pattern that all my homies have. So I said, nigga,
so it wasn't no question.
Yeah, nigga, you from the set.
Yeah.
Now I got on the phone and checked out who he was and what was it about and how I was missing him. And we was both jail babies. You feel me?
I think there was a cat in there when I was in the MDCLA named Boo Bop.
Oh yeah, that's my nigga. My nigga Boo Bop in Louisiana right now.
Is that right? What about Lee Dog? Lee Dog, I did time with Lee Dog too.
Which one, big or little?
Kind of tall, dark skin.
Both of them.
Where was you at?
We was at Shafter. We was
He probably
Lil Dog. Yeah.
Lil Dog.
Lil Dog.
Yeah, his girl was running up there, man. She ran the tires up off that Cadillac or something. She was driving up there. Yeah, but I'm coming back to what you just mentioned about the bank robberies. It seemed like there's always a core of guys from our culture that do different things. We got guys that rob banks. You got guys that steal cars. You got guys that sell drugs. What attracted you to bank robbery?
Shit, my big homies.
but he was different. That was different, bro. Clack,
Yeah.
See, Doc. No. I'm right on.
Slide over a little bit.
I'm right on Doc. See, when Doc was a little homie, Doc was an educated kid. By me being so older than Doc, I peeped that. Doc was going to USC taking classes.
Middle school.
I'm like, you go to USC, so me and my homie
become a doctor. So I gave up my intelligence to represent this 5 Trey. I wanted to be like my big cousin Gangsta Chake, ARP, you feel me? And you know, he was a jack of all trades, you know. Rob, steal, knock niggas out, rob banks, you know what I'm saying? Sell dope, the whole 9. So I emulated that, you know what I'm saying? The reason why it took me so long to get my own name, because I wanted to be Baby G Jake at the time. And my older cousin, Lil G Jake.
You ain't Gangsta Jake, though.
I'm Baby Gangsta Jake, you feel me?
Baby Gangsta Jake,
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm Big Murdoch, too. You know, I got 2 names, you feel me?
Okay.
So, you know, it took me a long time to get a name because I was really mad at my cousin.
Gangsta Jake.
I was mad at my cousin for not, you know what I'm saying, embracing me, you feel me? But he was a little nigga at the time, so he didn't know how to be no big homie, so I get it. And then me and my cousin Badass, we was watching the A-Team. You feel me? And that's how I got my name. He like, man, I'm Baracus. You feel me? Mr. T, BA. You know, we the A team. You feel me? This the Avalon team. You feel me? And he was like, I'm like, damn, nigga, you the black nigga. I said, I can't be no white boys, right? And then I looked and I looked at Murdoch. I said, nigga, that's me. Crazy motherfucker. I need to be in the nut house, but I'm so smart. I get out that motherfucker, fly airplane. I'm supposed to be a doctor. You feel me? So, you know, I'm grateful, man, you know?
Was there every time anybody ever stepped to you and say, look, Murdoch, man, you got all this talent, you got this charisma, you're intelligent, you're going to SC. Did anybody try to deter you from the direction you were going?
Yeah, my older cousins, you know, first and foremost, you know, shout out to my mother, you know what I'm saying, Yolanda Clemens.
Shout out to Yolanda Clemens.
Yeah, like, you know, she always made sure that, you know, went to school on time, perfect attendance, made sure homework was done the whole nine. But she was a woman. And like Blue said, you know, in this community, you know what I'm saying, we lack father figures. That's not an excuse, but that's the reality. And it does make a difference. And unfortunately, my father was still around. He wasn't dead or gone. He just was not accepting responsibility, you know. So it had an impact. And that's how I wanted to be like my cousin Jake, the male role model figure that was in my family. So I followed behind them footsteps, right? And my older cousins, Blue and G Mike was the only two homies that drove around the hood and gave away backpacks, paper, pencils, and made sure, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers had what they needed to go to school and would drop a nigga off at school.
Because the first shit that we had with Jake is because they look up to it. That was our boy. So we know what you know of him, but we know what he wants for you. So you look at him as being Gangster Jake, but we know what Gangster Jake really wants for his little cousin. So we're going to do what we feel Big J would want us to do, make sure his little cousin go to school and put that time in to show Jay, homie, we love you, bro. It's your little cousin. We're going to do our part to take him to school and do our job, bro. If you do something different, homie, we did our part, bro. We tried, bro, because we are family, bro. And Murdoch came back and say, that there's good teaching, it comes back. So after he did his little stint and came back, now he writing books. He right back with education tip.
Mm-hmm.
He came full circle around. We get lost. If we put the scent down good enough, that dog gonna still come right back home. It's like a pigeon.
Yeah.
They ain't fly around. They might get flocked by another bird of flocks. But if that bird get out of the cage, come back home to the cage that he grew up in.
Real talk.
Do you think today, do we deal with territorial disputes better today or yesterday?
I think we do better.
You know, like,
because we finding out we can communicate now, right?
It's like 50-50.
Wait a minute, let me, before you go further. Remember when we went to school, Blue? Mm-hmm. We wouldn't even talk to them dudes, mm-hmm. and they wouldn't talk to us. Mm-hmm. But just think, if we, as a collective, if we just would have started, had that verbiage, having that discussion.
Well,
I want to come back to.
Go ahead, Murdoch.
Yeah, it's good. Go ahead. You can answer it. Go ahead, Blue.
The reason why I say it's better is because give a shout out to Big Snoop Dogg. You know, Snoop Dogg did the Snoop League football. Mm-hmm. How it impacted me. When my son started playing pop on football and we played other teams, I started to see dudes like Big U and them coach kids. You know, you hear about certain things about people's names, but they don't tell you about he up there coaching them kids. Mm-hmm. My Snoop Dogg League gave me the opportunity to see that. I ran across my boy, Little Fatty from Swan. They coaching kids. So once we start seeing people as coaches, not as the gangbanger, mm-hmm. but as coaches and team daddies, you have to look at them dudes a little bit more different. Mm-hmm. Because when my son played with demos and my son to start running back and little kids want to spend night over my son's house and they daddy was from the other side, I'm not going to tell them kids they can't spend night in my house because we got some gang stuff going on with your parents. Mm-hmm. If their parents say it's cool with me. So for me, Snoop Dogg League helped G's meet each other on the streets, not on the yard, but on the streets and conversate. The same way y'all do in the yard, do time together, mm-hmm. we do time together out here with our kids. And we've seen each other in a new light. Because if a guy there every week with his kids, coaching kids, he came that bad of a guy. So now we communicate, because you start dropping kids off, you find these kids stay in these high-risk areas. So you don't want your homies going over there shooting. You know what you do? you squash a lot of stuff because that kid become your kid now. Because we on the same team. So that's how the communication with me started off with the Snoop Dogg League football.
I think, man, the fact that we can now pick up the phone, pick up cell phones. I mean, prior we didn't have cell phones. We had pages. It wasn't like we could page them, dude.
Look.
Now we can call them.
But now with cell
So
phones,
look, my role model, Gangsta Jake, right? 17 years old, pulling up in the 5.0. I think Minister Society seen my nigga in his 5.0 and took his card, right? My nigga had the cell phone, the box, the big one, you feel me? And he was 16, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So that was high rolling at its finest, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was the things that influenced me, you know?
Think about it, Murdoch. What was your communication back then with them dudes versus what it is today?
It's a whole lot better. Like, it wasn't no communication back then, you know, with nobody, you know what I'm saying? And now, since I went to the feds, you know, that's where my whole perspective changed, you know what I'm saying, is being in the feds. And like before I went to the feds, the homies used to talk about peace and resolving issues with different gangs. And me, you know, I wouldn't disrespect them because them was my big homies, but behind their back, I go do some bullshit, you feel me, to make sure we don't have peace, you feel me? And now though, when the conversation come up because of my encounter with the feds doing that 10 piece and seeing how the homies rotate on some Blue Steel time and on some Damu time and how we come together like this, I'm like, you know what? If we can do it in here, we can do it out here. You feel me?
When I was in the Fed halfway house, right? There was a guy's name, Gerald Fitzgerald Hunter. His name is Geek. He's from the Biddy Stone.
BPS.
Man, the man literally just gave me everything. I mean, I was, you know what I mean? I had homies that ain't done what this guy did.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm talking about, man, he went in his car and pulled out not some money, a brick of money. A brick of money. And say, do what you need. A brick of money. And
Real
do what
talk.
you need to do.
Real talk. Real talk.
You know.
That's real.
Something happened, bro. When I lost my job, man, the first person that called me, it says, "Oh, okay, bro," was Local Mike from Philly, brother. You know what I mean? Sometimes
I mess with Local Mike.
You know,
him and Swanee Fly, they're my dog.
You know, sometimes when you down and out, bro, and the person called just to show concern, brother, they don't know how far that go, man. Because everybody didn't call to show concern.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's always somebody from outside your community that'll call you concern more than in-house your community. So,
you know, I was in the state. I fought attempted murder, right? And I'm in the county, you feel me, squabbing and all that. You know, I'm a gangster, so we fight neighborhoods and, you know, that little war, whatever, right? And when I went to the feds, you know, I'm kind of prepared for the same thing. But the feds showed me it was different. I ran into a homie from Raymond, my nigga Bolo, you feel me? And he laced me and my brother, you feel me, on how this federal system goes and how this Blue Steel is, you know what I'm saying? And that imprinted in my heart, you know? And I was like, you know what? Like, I just went on like a crusade. I went on a mission, man, to really just advocate, you know what I'm saying, for love, respect, and unity out here on the streets, you feel me? And not on no buster time, but on some real time, on some black time. And I stand proudly and communicate it to my homies as if I was communicating the bullshit. You feel me? I communicate the positive. And
before we close out on you, Murdoch, what are your aspirations and goals at this time?
Oh man, right now it's just
hold up your book.
Well, I'll start with this one because I'm the lead actor in this. I'm playing the role of Gangsta Jake. So to see this book up and running, man, and to have it turned into the TV series that it needs to be, and so it can bring a conscious awareness, you know, to our people out here in South Los Angeles and around the United States of America and on the globe about, you know, this Crip and Blood story and how, you know, we need to unite and be as one, how everybody else see us, right? And then two, you know what I'm saying, my baby, as far as the passing grade, one of the books that I had wrote while I was incarcerated and published when I came home, to see this, you know, in every school in America, you know, and to be able to have the kids understand the builder up superstructure model that's in here that has the ACE formula, you know, which stands for, you know, community building, you know, and that's what I'm on, man. That's what I want to see.
I appreciate that, man. You KBGs out there, keyboard gangsters, this is what it's about. Lock the door.
Cali finest, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money, got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga, streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the feds get me. It's guap off top, diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing, they see me shining. That's hard work, proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me, that's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking, and I don't talk about it, I just make it happen. Word